Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics of the day and the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense and just the right amount of sarcasm by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Excuse me. Today is Tuesday, August 9th, and I want to welcome you to the show. And we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Hey, please go there, search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse, and you can follow me there on Rumble and Spotify. And this way, you can listen to this show anytime you want to. Please also go to contactlarry.com, and there you will find my social media connections, my email, my text message information, and everything else that you want to know about me. That's contactlarry.com. Hey, remember, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can also find Money Chat Now and the Larry Steinhouse Show, as I said, on Spotify. All right. You can also, of course, comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. A couple of people saying hi already. We have Mark and Linda and Joe and Tom. Thanks, everybody. And by the way, if you're commenting from a group that's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name may not show up on my dashboard. So please go to the Money Chat Now page, like it, and comment there. All right, what do we got going on today? It'll be interesting. Money Chat Now, of course, is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. Hey, by the way, I have a question for you guys. Do you know someone who would really enjoy this show? Come on, some great market advice or maybe the comedic parodies? Please share the show with them by clicking the share button. So there's a share button on the right side. Click the share button. You could click it on your page. You could share it on your page. You could share it on their page. You could share it on groups. And this way you can help your friends have some fun, make some money, and definitely get a laugh. By the way, I also have some good news for you next week. I'm away all week. That's good news because I'm away all week. But my producer and I decided that instead of running best of show repeats, we're going to release a fresh new start of interviews each day. So we've been doing the interviews, and we've been doing them in really, really good interviews. And we have some awesome interviews for your enjoyment. So each one will teach you something, entertain you, and introduce you to some amazing people. So make sure you tune in next week while I'm away, and you will enjoy some of these interviews. Some great people. I mean, these are some great people. Wait till you hear who they are. Michelle Mraz, Stephen Green, Jim Britt, Dan Gordon, Peter Bodorenko. You're really going to enjoy these interviews. They're going to be all next week. So make sure you stay tuned in next week. All right, let's talk about what's going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about, of course, the recap. We're going to be talking about the housing market. I know something happened to Trump yesterday. We'll probably talk about that as well. And, of course, we'll be talking about the gaming boom ending. Let's get into what happened yesterday. All right, I can't believe that I let the market suck me in yesterday. I just can't believe it. It started off great. The Dow was up over 300 points, and, of course, it crossed the 33,000-point mark again. This was the max I thought it was going to be, and then it would drop down. So, sure enough, it happened just like that. The S&P sucked me in, though. Normally, the market drops a bit about 10:30. So I watched for this, and it was about 10:45 the market started to move back up. So I thought it was a typical drop and pop day. And by the way, if you are a student of Investor Schooling, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you want to learn this because it's really good stuff. So I picked up a couple of SPY calls, even though I told you guys to buy puts, right? So I ended the show yesterday saying buy puts like a dum-dum. I buy SPY calls. Well, if I would have listened to my own advice and bought the puts, it would have been a nice, easy 75% on my money. Instead, I lost the play to a gamble. And there was a couple of things that triggered this downturn. First of all, NVIDIA announced weaker than expected revenue for the second quarter, putting pressure on semiconductor stocks. Shares of the chip giant fell more than 8%, and rival stocks like AMD and Broadcom were also under pressure. This spooked the market again. Tyson also reported that more people are looking for cheaper food options like chicken instead of beef. That's interesting. This is starting to scare the market into thinking this might be, a recession. But don't tell anybody, because that might be considered financial misinformation by YouTube and Facebook, and it won't be allowed to be discussed, of course, right? Why not? You can discuss anything that you know why, right? Because you can't discuss anything the Democrats won't allow you to discuss anymore. That's pretty much what's going on now. Of course, some of the winners on Wall Street were those who will benefit from Inflation Reduction Act. The Inflation Reduction Act. What a joke that is. This measure includes billions of dollars aimed at addressing climate change. But the biggest movers were once again entertainment and travel. It's interesting. They're moving. They're moving up slowly, and they're just catching on the radar, and they are definitely the plays. Norwegian Cruise Line dropped their vaccine requirement for cruises. Dun, dun, dun. That means other cruise lines will soon follow suit. This drove up the cruise stocks a bit, and I expect them to continue to go up. Airline stocks also rose a bit, and TripAdvisor moved up again 4.5%. And just like I said it would happen, Boeing got the good news that the Dreamliner is ready to fly, so deliveries are starting back up. Deliveries of the wide-body jetliners have been suspended for much of the past 2 years as regulators, as you know, and Boeing reviewed a series of manufacturing flaws. I mean, how do you manufacture airplanes and have flaws? Anyway, American could receive new Dreamliners as early as tomorrow, is basically what would happen. So Boeing has made the necessary changes to ensure that the 787 Dreamliner meets certification standards, and is basically what an FCC statement was yesterday. The FAA, the FAA, not the FAA, the FCC. The FAA will inspect each aircraft before airworthiness certificate is issued and cleared for delivery. Basically, Boeing and the airlines are kind of happy about this. These planes are mostly used for international flights, and that should ease the pain of overbooked flights abroad. So yesterday finished with a whimper. The Dow did end up ahead about 50 points, and the S&P hardly moved by the end of the day. But, and also the NASDAQ kind of didn't move much either. The market is basically waiting for the CPI report tomorrow, and that might be the other shoe dropping. In fact, it's going to be a fun report. The market's going to swing wildly on Wednesday. Let's look at the market right now, see if we can guess what's going to happen and what today's going to bring. Right now, it looks like we got the Dow is barely moving. Actually, it looks like nothing's moving. The NASDAQ is down about 38. So really, nothing is really happening. It's not that much of a big deal. All right, real quick, I want to say hello to some people online. A bunch of people coming on. Let's see where we go. Wow, look at that. We got Joe and Tom and John and Pauline and Mike and Jose and Tom and Glenn and Deb and James and Tom. And also Seth, hey Seth, and also Rob. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching. Let's get into the housing market. So here's that question again. Should I buy a house now or should I wait? Well, that question is being asked so often that there's actually a survey called the Consumer Confidence Housing Survey, and here's what they found. Consumer confidence in the housing market dropped to the lowest level since 2011. 2011 was the highlight of the recession, so we're definitely wow. I mean, the housing recession. So basically, both prospective buyers and sellers have become more pessimistic, according to a monthly survey released Monday by Fannie Mae. Just 17% of those surveyed in July said now is a good time to buy a house. 17% said now is a good time to buy a house. Yike. Down from 20%, which is pretty horrible too, in June. Even more telling, however, is the share of sellers who think it's a good time to list their house dropped to 67% in July from 76% 2 months prior. Clearly, home prices are dropping, but not very fast. So I do see they're not dropping super fast. Homes are also staying on the market a little bit longer, but houses are selling. So this is one of those times where we aren't quite in a seller's market any longer, but we aren't quite in a buyer's market yet either. As a long-term real estate investor, I'm going to give you some advice, and this is what you need to do. First of all, a home you're going to live in is not an investment property. Stop thinking you're buying a house as an investment. You are not. If you find the perfect home and you want it, just go ahead and buy it. Yes, the value may go down, but you're enjoying it, so just enjoy it. Just make sure that you plan to be there for at least 5 to 7 years to be able to sell it for at least what you paid for it. As far as investment property goes, the concept is different. If you're buying a house for profit, there are simple ways to make sure that you get a profit, and one simple way is with rent. As long as you can make money on your money, it's a good deal. The advantage in the coming market will be creative financing. It's all about how you structure the deal. If you can take over mortgage payments or have the seller hold back financing, basically it makes you a buyer in the market where others can't buy. When you can do this when you can explain to the seller, hey, I'm going to do this with seller financing, and they don't even understand what it is? I've said it before, learn these techniques now and practice talking to sellers about the different ways to buy houses. It's time. The bargains are coming in abundance. Many are here now. All you need to do is look for them. I noticed my buying activity has increased over the past 2 months. Use the news to help buy homes. Show proof to sellers that the market is changing and they need to get out now while they can. Learn how to buy real estate with creative financing and no money out of your pocket. I have to remind you again about the special all-day mastermind we're having on September 17th. Go there. Go to 4mmw.com, that's 4mmw.com, and register for just $97 for the full-day event. I promise you that you're going to learn so much at this event, your head will swell. Also, find out more about investor schooling, and the best way to do that is watch this commercial. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You've thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask one of your burning questions to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call 866-424-2829 for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes, or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited. So what are you waiting for? Call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like to connect to me, sometimes you guys want to email me. Sometimes you guys want to set an appointment with me and talk to me. Go to contactlarry.com. You can do all that there. Go to contactlarry.com. And you'll also find my social media connections, my email, my text message information. That's contactlarry.com. Hey, once again, I want to remind you of this event that we're having on September 17th. It's an all-day event featuring some of the most brilliant minds in business, including Hannah Kessler, the single millionaire chick, Chris Noggle, the money multiplier, Bill Walsh, the rainmaker, and myself, Larry Steinhouse, the host of Money Chat Now and the CEO of Investor Schooling. It's an in-person event, and seats are selling out fast. So get yours now at 4mmw.com, 4mmw.com. That's the number 4mmw.com. All right, so far, of course, we've been talking about the recap. We talked about yesterday being a sucked-me-in day. Damn it. We talked about the housing market. I'm telling you, the housing market's going to be really, really hot for you if you learn how to buy houses the right way. Learn how to buy them the right way. Learn how to use creative financing. Even Rob online, he says, good advice on the creative financing. Thanks, Rob. I also want to say hello to Kevin, who's saying hi as well. So these people, they know. I'm telling you, learn it. Coming up, I know something happened in Trump's house. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm going to be talking about the gaming boom ends, and then, of course, today's picks and plays. But first, did you hit the like button? Did you guys hit that share button? Come on. Hit that share button. Leave me a comment if you haven't already. And don't forget to order my new book. It's called Money Hacks. And if you ordered it, don't forget to leave a review on Amazon. I really appreciate the reviews. The reviews are coming in strong. And I really appreciate you guys leaving reviews. So go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, order the book, Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. All right, let's get into the second half. Last night, I was at a weekly mastermind meeting, and all of a sudden, across the headlines of CNBC, comes a bulletin that says the FBI is raiding Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. What the? How could it be, and what is really going on here? Well, the reports still haven't said exactly what's going on, but here are some of the facts as we know them so far. By the way, the first release to the press came from Trump himself, not from the FBI, not the Democrats, not the news. It came from Trump himself. He released a letter stating some facts about the raid. The first sentence of Trump's letter states the following. These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Wow, Trump went on in his letter to talk about other scams that he thought the Democrats tried to destroy him and his credibility. So he talked about all the different scams. He talked about the Russia scam. He talked about other scams as well, the impeachment scam, whatever. The political prosecution of Donald J. Trump has been going on for years, he said, with now the fully debunked Russia scam, impeachment hoax 2, and so much more. It never ends. It's political targeting at the highest level, he said. The letter is an interesting read, by the way. It's not that long, and it can be found on several news sites. And it ended with, the lawlessness, political persecution, and witch hunt must be exposed and stopped. I will continue to fight for the great American people, Donald J. Trump. So, what are they looking for? Well, speculation would be that they're continuing to look for something to connect Trump to the Capitol riot. Is there something more? Here's what the speculation in the media is considering the reasons for the raid. There are missing National Archive records that were in Trump's house, and some contain classified information. I couldn't find much information on this, but it appeared to me to be a routine thing, and Trump had already agreed to return them. Of course, another reason can be the ridiculous January 6th hearing, and because someone told someone who knew someone who said that it's all Trump's fault. Another reason could be that he's accused of raising some $250 million from supporters to try to prove the claims in court, basically that he won the election, but some say he steered much of that money elsewhere. This could be interesting. I've heard this before. I've heard this rumor. No one has any proof, of course, but I'm curious. This also raises the possibility that he could be charged with wire fraud, which prohibits obtaining money on the false or fraudulent pretenses, which is basically how it works. It could also be part of an investigation for the Georgia election. This focuses on part of a phone call that Trump made to Georgia Secretary Brad Raffensperger, a Republican, on January 2nd. Trump asked Raffensperger to find the votes needed to overturn Trump's election, according to an audio recording obtained by the Washington Post. I still don't, that's almost like as hearsay as the other thing, but whatever. It finally could be about Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan District Attorney, who's been investigating whether Trump's family real estate company misrepresented the values of his properties to get favorable bank loans and lower tax bills. So far, all of this is speculation, and it really doesn't mean much. It doesn't justify a raid on the home of anyone, especially a former president of the United States. We all know that the witch Pelosi is spinning her little web and trying to catch something, anything she can do to prevent Trump from announcing him running again. And that's probably what this is all about. They want to make sure that he can't run again. And I'm blown away by this. They should just let him run and leave him alone. The more they expose him, the more they make people want to vote for him. He's afraid that, Pelosi and all, they're afraid that Trump will completely expose the rest of them to all the things that they're doing. The strange part is, they keep exposing themselves and no one is doing anything about it. Unless, of course, maybe they were looking for Hunter Biden's laptop or backup drive in Trump's house. I doubt it, though. With the lack of respect and the lack of trust from this country has shown us with the FBI and other agencies all working for the Democrats, not the American public, did this just fire up the masses? I know I want Trump to run even more now. And when I vote, I want to scream from the mountaintops that I voted for him. Look, I'm looking forward to more information coming from this raid, but this is ridiculous. It's actually really scary when you think about the fact that they just did that, and then that they're adding 87,000 new IRS agents. Oh boy. I'm telling you, the math does not work. It does not work. It's going to be interesting. We'll just call the FBI the KGB. All right, let's talk about gaming. So I always joke about the zombie apocalypse and how when the zombies appear, the world is going to change. Things like the internet will go away, electronic banking and crypto will be a memory, and we'll be buying milk from our neighbor with the silver and gold we put aside because the metals will be the only thing left that have any value to trade, which I keep warning you about. Well, it's a different kind of zombie apocalypse that is upon us. Or maybe the zombies are waking up, I don't know. It appears that thousands of zombies are seeing the light of the day for the first time in almost 3 years as they rise from the basements of their mothers' houses after they put down their game controllers. The giants of the video game world saw their sales slide in the second quarter as initial tailwinds from the COVID scamdemic is fading away. At Microsoft, overall gaming revenues sank 7% year to year. Sales of the company's Xbox consoles declined 11%, while gaming content and services revenue dipped 6%. The declines were driven by lower engagement hours and monetization while using third-party and first-party content. This was basically according to Microsoft's conference call last week. Activision Blizzard, the embattled what a word, embattled game publisher being acquired by Microsoft, reported 70% plunge in net profit and 29% drop in revenues. So as the world comes out of the COVID coma, gaming revenue is dropping. I wonder if all these zombies are getting jobs. After all, they're no longer getting the free money. I remember last year talking to young 20-year-olds calling me a dinosaur because I had to go to work to get to where I am. One told me he was going to be a crypto millionaire and play video games all day long. By the way, last I heard he was looking for a job at Starbucks. Hey, maybe he'll get lucky and it'll be one of those, unionized shops. Oh wait, that might not be so lucky for him at all. They might close that location. Hey, do you have a child you haven't seen in a while? Open the basement door and see if he or she appears. All right, let's take a break here so you guys could check your basement. We'll see you guys in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and one of the most misunderstood things in America is money. That's why I've written this book. It's called Money Hacks, because everything you think you know about money is wrong. And I'm telling you, everything you think you know about money is wrong. When you read this book, you will learn things about money that you did not know. You will even learn if money can buy you happiness. I have a full chapter dedicated to that. You're going to definitely want to read that. I talk about how to use other people's money to buy real estate. I talk about how to save more money, and I even talk about how to rebuild your credit score in this book. There are 22 amazing chapters in this book. This book is now available everywhere. It's available on Amazon. It's available on barnesandnoble.com. And you can order this book right now, and you'll have it in 2 days, and you'll start learning things about money that you never knew before. So order the book right now. Go to Amazon, go to barnesandnoble.com, and order the book, Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. Hey, I want to remind you guys that this show is now open to sponsorship. Hey, I've sold hundreds of books to people who listen and watch this show every day, and we have raving fans, and if you'd like to advertise your product on the show, please reach out to me and let me know. You can reach me for this or just about anything you want if anything you want to discuss, by seeing me at www.contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. By the way, did you know that we have a Spotify channel? That's right, you can subscribe to the channel and listen to all the reports. And they're broken out. So if you wanted to hear that Trump story again, you'll hear that Trump story. That'll be up sometime this afternoon, and just the Trump story will be up there. So you can go to Spotify and listen to that. Just look up Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse. All right, so far, let's talk about where we are in the Dow. The Dow is now down 41, the S&P is down 12, and the NASDAQ is down 67. So it's starting to go, the day's starting to go down. We talked about the housing market. Now's a good time to learn seller financing and also creative financing. Hey, we talked about Trump house being raided, and don't forget, your house is next, especially if you say anything about Trump. By the way, I don't like Trump. I don't want to vote for Trump. I don't need Trump. Trump is bad. Because if you do that, maybe you won't get raided. We talked about gaming boom ends, and all the zombies are coming out of their basement. And then coming up, of course, we have today's picks and plays. Come on, guys, did you hit that like button yet? Everybody hit that like button. Let me know you like the show. Did you hit the share button? Tell all your friends about the show. Let them know it's both entertaining and educational. And please share it on your page or in groups that you feel will also enjoy the show. Let's talk about what's going on. Like I said, yesterday fooled me. Kind of annoyed me. Kind of annoyed at that one, really. But I'm not going to be fooled today. Remember that tomorrow is the big day for the CPI announcement. This will be the inflation indicator. This time it has to go down. It has to. I'm seeing serious signs of slowing the economy. Cars aren't selling as fast, inventories are starting to rise, gas prices are going down, and housing has peaked. So, does that mean if the report comes in good, the market will go up? Who knows? The market is nuts, but I do believe this run is over. Start to look for bargains. Set your entry price based on a drop and watch them to hit. I've been saying Meta will pop, and yesterday it did, by the way. It was up 10 points at one point. If we get a few point drop again, go in for more profit. Look for Apple below 150 and stay on course with the travel stocks. They are going to be the best plays coming up. I'd also start to move to safe plays, the dividend stocks like Kellogg's, AT&T, that kind of thing, maybe to play here until we enter the next earnings season. The big earnings for today will include Norwegian Cruise Lines, Roblox, and Coinbase. So watch for Norwegian Cruise Lines before. They're going to steer the market, no doubt. I'm looking forward to seeing that report because it might jump my CCL stocks and options. By the way, that's going to come out any minute now if it hasn't already come out. Let's take a last look at the futures and see what today is going to bring. Right now we have the Dow is down 39, the S&P is down 12, and again the Nasdaq is down 65. So it's kind of like another slow day. But, you know, I'd like to see it, of course, go up, but it is what it is. I actually just want to see my CCL go up. I'd like to see my CCL go up 5 points today, and that would make me really, really happy. Definitely very happy. All right, let's talk about crypto. Bitcoin is hovering just under 24,000. Ethereum is almost 1750. So they're starting to, get back to normal numbers. Not normal. Normal numbers would probably be 50s and 60s, but we're not going to see that anymore. All right, gold and silver. It looks like gold and silver, they're still just sitting there. Gold is about 1,800. Silver's about 20. Nothing really happening here. Nothing really to talk about here. The weird part is silver is now, I used to buy silver for like $1.50 over spot. You're now buying silver for $5 over spot. It's not even worth it. So the Treasury bond is moving up, and it's about 2.79%, and there's nothing much to worry about there. When the Treasury bond moves up above 3, you'll actually see the Nasdaq move down. So watch that. But right now, it's just sitting there. Oil is down to $89 plus-ish a barrel, and the average gas price keeps moving down. It's now $4.03 a gallon, which is about $1 below the all-time high a few months ago. So let me get this straight. We got we got gas prices moving down. We got Trump being raided. I wonder if we're close to midterm elections. Yeah, that might have something to do with it. Definitely, right? All right. Hey, I want to thank you all for watching Money Chat Now. We are live every morning at 7:30 on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Just look up Larry Steinhouse and Money Chat Now. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now, and I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And remember, you can contact me directly at www.contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com, all one word. And if you guys will allow me, make it a profitable day.